The article was called Vietnamese Brides Find Out It's Not Milk and Honey in Foreign Lands.
Oh, no.
Odd headline, though, isn't it, for a pretty serious topic?
I know. Well, at least they didn't say Vietnamese brides find out it's not all about bubble tea in these foreign lands, you know?
Yo, if you see a Western tourist with the rice hat on...
conical hat.
Yeah,
the conical hat.
Is that considered racist?
No, maybe their tour group just gave them away.
No, I don't think so.
As a welcome gift with the kanlan, you know?
It's too expensive. I would probably give something else.
No, usually...
Well, maybe you can call them out. Call them out next time and see what happens. So there are a lot of reasons to love breakfast, as there are a lot of reasons to love having it at Cafe Marcel in Tao Dien.
Oh, the bubble.
Oh, the bubble.
The bubble, Andy.
The bubble.
Hello and welcome to the Bureau Podcast. I'm Matt Cowan, the Bureau Chief and your host. Thank you for joining me here in a steamy Ho Chi Minh City and long weekend. Well, it's been a long time since our last episode, 6 months in fact, so it's good to be back behind the mic. No, nothing dramatic happened, if you were wondering. Andy didn't get jailed, unfortunately.
Still here.
And Mel didn't run off with a wealthy sugar daddy.
Pool boy.
Oh, pool boy. I was going to say toy boy, luckily. It's just that nothing much exciting really happened at all. Sometimes life just gets in the way like a grab bike driver just as you press that bloody record button. We've all been there. Get out of the way, little green man. On the show, we unpack some news stories that have caught our attention over the past week or so. Then we deep dive and probably crash and burn into a cultural phenomenon in Vietnam that, try as we might, we just can't quite get our heads around. Today, it's the Vietnamese bride trade to Korea. It's been booming for a while now off the back of K-pop's popularity here, the presence of a large expat Korean population, and a falling birth rate in the country known as Han Woc in Vietnamese that has left the country with more men than women. After that, we'll blow the dust off our luggage for our travel segment, in which, you can probably guess, is all about travel. This week, the travel vloggers are back and we're going to take a look at what fascinates them about Ho Chi Minh City and in turn what makes us shake our heads at them. And finally, we wrap this sucker up with our review of the week, a segment in which we share a recent experience that could be about street food, an event, bar, restaurant, new opening, venue, hotel, kebab shop, whatever. This week, I review Cafe Marcel and their Eggslut, and Mel and Andy get to find out just exactly what an Eggslut is and how well they go down. Address complaints to our content manager.
That's me.
All that and more on Vietnam's award-winning podcast. So let's get into it. But before we get into all that, I need to introduce my co-hosts. On my right is our pint-sized royal watcher and Johnny Depp court case drooler. But even more trivially, and some might argue with the easiest job in the world, is it a job? As the Bureau's content manager, it's Melanie Casul. How are you, Mel?
Hey, did you know that Johnny Depp and I share the same birthday?
No, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And Michael J. Fox.
Okay, cool.
And my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
June 9.
Nice one. Good to hear anyway, Mel. So now, food question for you. Mm-hmm. You love your eggs.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered a dish that sounds as naughty as an egg slut?
No, not with such an exciting name as that. Was the dish wet or runny?
Is this allowed?
Did it need a bit of a beating in the pan? Or did it shrink after poaching? Yeah. I can pun all day if you want, but it will just get dirty and dirtier by the minute. So
Dripping.
best we move along.
Okay, let's move it. And to my left is Saigon's cafe culture connoisseur, marketing mogul, anti-simp, and all-round mega troll, co-host Andy Tran. How are you, Andy?
Good. Thank you very much. Good start to the new year.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
6 months in.
Cool.
New Year
Good
in
to hear.
April.
Yeah.
New year in April.
Well, it all starts here
Well,
now.
May, actually. We're in May now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Crikey. Now, Andy, I'll give you a food question too. If you ordered an Eggslut, how would you have it? Sunny side up, over easy, raw?
Oh, I don't know. Scrambled.
Okay.
I like it scrambled. You know what I mean? No,
Not really. No. Okay, well, if you want more of that gooiness, stick around for the review coming up. But first, the news. In this segment, each of us shares a news item that caught our attention this week. Who's first?
I guess it's me.
Okay.
Okay.
Where you going, Mel?
The 31st Southeast Asia Games is about to start this Thursday, May 12th.
Wow, who
In
knew?
Hanoi and I think the nearby provinces. So Hanoi is not the only one with like the stadium and you know all the activities. It's gonna somewhere, but it's up north. All right. So Vietnam is expecting to receive over 10,000 athletes.
Wow, okay.
From 11 countries.
Yep.
So it's not just like Southeast Asian countries. So even other countries in the region.
Oh, right. So
Yeah.
it's not exclusive
East
to
Timor.
ASEAN
East
countries.
Timor is on the ticket.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like
Southeast.
Australia should just be part of it because
Yeah.
Australia's always like
Pan-Pacific,
Yeah.
Asia-Pacific.
No, but
kind of.
you know when the World Cup happens, like Australia's now part of the AFC.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
right.
Imagine we could clean up.
We clean up anyway. I mean, our biggest rival is New Zealand. You know?
Yeah.
So I think the last time the Asian Games happened, obviously before COVID, in 2019 was in the Philippines.
Oh, right.
And at that time, Vietnam placed second overall after the Philippines.
Wow.
With a total of 98 gold medals, 85 silver medals, and 105 bronze medals. So this year, Vietnam is predicted to excel in athletics, martial arts. There's a couple of martial arts sports in the SEA Games. So
Right.
yeah, wrestling. Check this out. Canoeing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bodybuilding. And of course, football.
What about gaming? Is gaming part of the SEA Games?
Like esports.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
All right.
But,
Okay.
you know, it has its own league, I guess.
Okay.
Like League of Legends and stuff like that. I'm not into it.
You've got no idea, in other words.
No, I don't. So Hanoi alone has budgeted more than 600 billion VND. So that's about 26.13 million USD.
That's a lot of dong.
Yeah. And this is the news bit that I wanted to share. So it's no wonder that the organizing committee are upset about brand infringement of the games. So the issue here, according to a recent article from Vietnam Plus Online, is that unofficial organizations, enterprises, and individuals have been using the game's logo, mascot, official song, the title of the organizing committee, like their hashtag, like the hashtags and the taglines of the event, and other images related to the games.
Why am I not surprised?
Without permission. So some of the infringements include producing fake plush toys of Sao La.
What's that?
So Sao La is the game's mascot. It's a spindle horn, an Asian unicorn.
What's a spindle
Yeah, what is
horn?
a spindle horn?
It's an Asian unicorn.
Okay.
So
All different colours, like the
no,
Yeah, so
no,
is it a
not the
special-
magical unicorn. It's brown. It looks more like a deer.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And unofficial printing of the SEA Games 31 logo on products such as sports clothing and using the logo at unrelated events, just, piggybacking on it. So, what do you think? Should the public make a buck out of the region's biggest sporting event without licensing permits from the official organizers, guys? Like Andy, you have consulted with many brands. How does fake merch affect the real branding of an event? And Matt, will you buy me a plush Saula toy?
Well, if I can get a cheap fake one somewhere.
No, it's called a replica. It's called a replica.
What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, it's bad for brands like who spend millions of dollars to have the opportunity to be part of the SEA Games or SEA Games. But this is Southeast Asia, so these things kind of happen already. It's how the government. I think this is where the government has to step in, and this is where I think government is trying to do some stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But man, this is so ingrained into Southeast Asia culture anyway. Like this infringement, copycat IP, being stolen. It's gonna happen for the next couple of generations at least.
Yeah.
Or hopefully by the end of this generation, like you see, like improvements around that sovereignty when it comes to likeness and without getting license issues and stuff like that. So yeah. It's just the way it is.
But I think, like, for example, if you were a restaurant in Hanoi and you have a promotion like, hey, if you're an athlete or if you're a whatever and you're here to watch the SEA Games, we've got like a buy one, get one promotion if you show us, a ticket or something like that. I mean, that's kind of okay, right? You're capitalizing on the main event, but you're still giving the customer something back. Or something.
Yeah, I think if you're a small business, it's not as big of an issue than it is if you were a big business like you're national. You're spending millions on this already, like out of your own pocket to kind of build a campaign to piggyback off it. I think that's when it becomes a bit of a problem. But I think for small businesses, it's fine.
It's okay.
I mean, the amount of medals we're going to give out or Vietnam's going to give out, I wouldn't be surprised. If you have a small business, they'll be like, hey, if you show us your medals, we'll get you a free meal.
Apparently, each of the athletes and each of the coaches and everybody coming, they get a free plush toy.
Made in Vietnam?
Well, officially.
Let's not go there. All right, good one, Mel. On to Andy. You've got something for us.
Yeah, so what's happened in the startup world that's happening right now? So a few years ago, there was a kind of e-bike called Dat Bike, DAT. Like that, but dat. Anyway, that bike.
I know that bike.
Yeah, that bike is cool. So it came out and, everyone's jumping onto the sustainability, environmental kind of bandwagon. And just this week that just passed, they just secured 5.3 million in Series A funding. Okay. And it's pretty cool because it's a company that's only been around for the last, couple of years or 3 years, because it started back in 2019. They built out like a total of about 10 mil. So they've raised about 10 mil already. And so within the startup world, which is cool. And the cool thing is Dat Bike, the company, has actually been recognized by the Vietnam Ministry of Transportation as their very first domestically made electric bike. And the bikes are pretty cool. So for anyone who, I'm assuming a lot of people that listen to this from the bubble, you would have seen it rolling around. Like, I remember the first edition when it came out, I wasn't as a bike person, I wasn't that impressed by it because it was like, oh my God, drum brakes, the battery's heavy, all that kind of stuff. But now, like, you see the bikes, like the design of it.
It's more sleek.
It's more sleek. It actually looks like the form factor actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, we saw one in your neighborhood the other day. Looked pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool. So, I think that's a really awesome thing, like for Vietnam in itself. I know Vietnam's like all on this like crypto bandwagon wanting to jump. You hear the word DAO and I'm
NFTs.
Like, NFTs, go to the moon, all this kind of stuff, DeFi, whatever. So it's fake anyway. Oh my God, I just said it. It's fake. So you have all that kind of stuff happening, but you have something that's real.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have all that. That's back.
That That's cool.
That's a good one,
That's
Andy.
cool.
Thanks for that.
But,
I'll look out for those, bloke.
One thing, though, is that the adoption of this kind of, is it a tech? No, it's a transport device.
Innovation.
Product. Okay. So the adoption of this innovation needs to have support. Like, for example, we live here in apartment block, right? And there's parking lot downstairs. So if you had one of these DAT bikes, will you be able to charge it in your underground parking lot? Or do you need to convince your security guard, I need to, put it in my elevator and take it up to my 8th floor apartment and then plug it into my house? So if you don't see, plugs, what do you call them? Outlets, like electric recharging to charge the battery, then this is not going to fly. Like, how about schools?
Coffee shops,
universities.
Good point.
So a lot of the young kids, what's the age when kids can get on a motorbike, So that could be the in point for this company, is to get young children into it as well. But then can they charge it in their school? Yep. There's nowhere to do it.
Yep, good point.
Yeah.
Nice one, Mel. So for mine, soon you're going to be able to take a helicopter joy flight over Saigon.
Is it electric?
Well, I'm just amazed that we're going to be able to fly. Apparently it started on the 29th of April, and they're charging $4+ million per passenger. So that's about 107. Yeah, it seems pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. $177 for a 40-minute flight.
Wow.
I'd actually feel like they should be paying me to go on it. But anyway.
How many people with you in the helicopter?
Good question. It's here. I've got it written down here somewhere. I'll come to that in a bit.
Okay, cool.
So the chopper is some kind of AW189, which I believe is some Italian-made thing. It's a twin engine. I guess it's better than one engine. Medium lift helicopter, whatever that is. Yeah. So
it's a heavy lift then.
Well, that's one for all those Western tourists that are.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I should have said that.
Nah, let's call it out. Lose some weight before you come over.
Flights will depart the helipad. Wait for it, not off Batexco Tower. Because you can't actually take off from there apparently. At the Military Medical Hospital 175 near Tan Son Nhat Airport, which is the international airport here in Saigon, or actually from the airport apparently. I don't know what will determine what. And the chopper will take...
Depends on the air traffic.
I guess. Yeah. I think. Sorry, I've lost my my spot. The chopper will take those brave enough above Phu Bridge out here in District 7, the new Tu Tiem Bridge.
Ooh, I haven't been there.
Everyone's getting excited about at the moment, and the so-called Bin Quai tourist area, which is sort of beyond District 2, right?
Yeah.
Tuduk area.
Wait, isn't that farmland?
Yeah,
Beyond,
wetlands.
Kind of.
Beyond Albion.
Yeah. And there are plans for a longer flight, which will go over Kanyo Mangrove Forest.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Tanlap tourist area just south of here in the Mekong Delta, lasting 50 to 80 minutes.
Wow.
But just to let you in on that, it's mostly swamp out there, so I don't know what you're going to see exactly. Here you go, Mel. The choppers will allow a maximum of 16 passengers, so that's a fair bit. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, on the upside, it is in cooperation with the military hospital, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the pilot and the crew are trained in medical evacuations and such. So I think
So what are you saying?
Yeah,
You're expecting this sucker to go down?
No. On the contrary, it makes me feel rather safe already. Okay.
All right.
Now, on the downside, there was a mention of free. Was there a mention of free insurance with the tickets?
Oh, I can't remember now.
Yeah, because that could be, the deal breaker for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
Andy?
Well, I think it's super cheap. I mean, if you think about it, like I was just having a quick look because I was like, oh, cool, Vietnam. Like Saigon has one.
Yeah.
Let's see what other cities have it. And so I was like, oh, well, let's see what Hong Kong has.
Yep.
And that one is, it's over 100 mil just for their flight.
Wow. For the same time.
For the same time.
Wow.
For the same time.
Okay.
So, 100 mil dong versus 4.4 are kind of.
Yeah. Although the Hong Kong one could be more action packed because Hong Kong actually has skyscrapers and such.
Yeah.
So maybe the helicopters, go, what do you call that? Flying in and out of like buildings. And then here you've got, wetlands and marsh.
But I reckon if you are a YouTuber coming into Vietnam, you would pay that 4.4 mil straight up. And then think of all the great content you can create from that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know I'm not going on it. Okay, it's time for some culture. In this segment, each week we choose an aspect of Vietnamese life or culture that's perhaps less well known to people outside of Vietnam and possibly even in it.
So this segment is not about dancing and singing kind of culture.
No, not that sort of thing. It could be anything. Yeah. This week I've turned to our good old trusty VN Express again, in which an article popped up about Vietnamese wives being duped into crappy foreign lives. The article was called Vietnamese Brides Find Out It's Not Milk and Honey in Foreign Lands.
Oh, no.
Odd headline, though, isn't it, for a pretty serious topic?
I know. Well, at least they didn't say Vietnamese brides find out it's not all about bubble tea in these foreign lands,
Andy, what would the headline be if it was about foreign men being duped by Vietnamese brides?
Is this speaking from experience?
No. Why do I get pinned for this stuff? Well, what would be the headline? I think the headline would be payback.
Oh my God.
That's good.
It's either that or like payback sucks. The tax, the foreigner tax is here. Something like that. Anyway,
the article focuses on a young lady by the name of Van, who says she, quote, used to think that her marriage to a South Korean architect was a stairway to heaven.
Wow.
How romantic.
He must build like really tall buildings.
And, the fact that it's an architect and stairway to heaven. Yeah. There's a Netflix doco there somewhere, but instead of discovering her marble staircase with 22-karat gold inlay winding all the way up to the pearly gates of St. Peter, she discovered a grumpy rice wine sozzled farmer in overalls with duck shit covered gumboots demanding she run to the shops for some smokes.
Oh, wow.
But blame the mum and dad. Her parents encouraged her to marry a foreigner once she had graduated from high school and was happy to go along with it because she has two cousins that had married South Koreans and didn't have to go to work after they were married.
Ah, okay. Well, there's like... speaking from experience, I guess. Okay.
Incentive.
Word of mouth.
a transaction.
A matchmaker here in Vietnam introduced her to, I quote, an architect in Seoul on a salary of $32,000 per year. Now, she was 19, he was 32, so not a big age difference there, Andy.
Why again do I get hit with this?
But the problem well, you're on the market, but the problem started after they got married. As they often do.
Okay.
She wasn't allowed to spend money, use her phone or go out, and she had to do everything under strict supervision.
Oh, no.
Apparently her grumpy and irritable husband constantly yelled at her and beat her, and things got worse when she failed to give birth to a son that he'd always wanted.
But they do have children. It's just that it's not boys.
I don't know. It doesn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they do have children. She lasted another 2 years, then managed to get in contact with a lawyer in Vietnam who helped her get back to Vietnam. Now, this isn't a rare case. In fact, many cases like it are documented almost weekly in the Vietnamese news, it seems. Allegedly, thousands of Vietnamese women have married South Korean men through matchmaking services. And according to one statistic, a 2018 study revealed that there are more than 170,000 Vietnamese brides in Taiwan and South Korea.
So the matchmakers are online matchmakers, or is it like face-to-face?
I think that's how they connect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
I think. So you upload your profile to this.
So they make $32K each time they do this match.
No, I think the profile of the man that she was promised
Oh, okay.
earned 32 grand a year. I don't know what the fees are that you pay.
Well, times that by 170,000.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
Yep. It appears that many of these ladies get duped into marrying, or is it duped into marrying in remote rural areas and basically act as maids.
Right.
A 2017 survey by the National Human Rights Commission of Korea found that more than 42% of foreign brides face physical, emotional, sexual and financial abuse in that country. Guys, what do you think? And is this a thing where you come from, Mel?
Well, okay. I'm assuming you're asking this question because...
Yeah, it was a bit loaded, wasn't it?
Well, as a female, obviously, this is not cool, Every person, man or woman, should have the right to choose who they want to marry. Now, whether it's, coercion or catfishing, if that's a different argument. To answer your question, actually, the Philippines, we have a law. And I looked at it online, actually. So it's Law 6955. And this was enacted by the Philippine Congress in 1990. So this law prohibits the business of organizing or facilitating marriages between Filipina women and foreign men. Okay. So this is like the mail to order bride law. Right. So obviously the 90s is when this was really like trending in the Philippines. So this law was a result of stories in the local media about Filipinas being abused by their foreign husbands. No social media back then, but real investigative reporting. So this kind of practice has not been popular as of recent time. Now, as Filipinos, we are self-deprecating. So it is not unusual for us to, inject mail-to-order brides in some politically incorrect humor every now and then. I'm also a victim of doing that. But with the woke movement, I think it will become less. And so we don't have mail-to-order brides, but now we have something more menacing and sinister.
Yep.
So I'm talking about the online sexual exploitation of children, aka live stream child sex abuse, aka webcam sex tourism. And so the Philippines has become the global epicenter of the live stream sexual abuse trade.
Wasn't there a campaign years ago where they created...
In Denmark or something. Yeah, they created an AI cutie. Yeah, the robot generated AI, they nicknamed her Cutie, and it was used to bait like sexual predators from Europe. Yeah, that was like a really massive campaign. And
intense.
Yeah, so a recent article in the Guardian online newspaper cites a 2020 research which suggests 1 in 5 children aged between 12 to 17 were subjected to grave instances of online sexual abuse while using the internet. And COVID...
That's globally, right?
No, in the Philippines.
Oh, in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in what do you call this? 12 to 17-year-olds adds to concerns that COVID has left them more vulnerable. Yeah, so Philippines, we're bleep, bleep.
Yep. Plus, I mean, obviously the Filipinos can communicate in English as well. So that opens up things, so...
Younger. It opens up to younger women, girls, victims. Yep.
Andy?
It's disgusting. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And I like to say those older Western...
Oh, no. Hey, now you're picking on me.
Oh, am I? Wait.
I'm falling into this bracket.
No, but you don't live in a coastal.
But you don't live in a coastal town.
Oh, damn! That was always my dream.
Oh well.
Yeah, and your Filipino partner is actually older than you.
Oh yeah. Well, that
by only 1 year.
A little bit. That helps. A little
That's same.
Yeah. Sorry, different. Andy. Andy was has a serious comment. Go ahead.
No. Well, no, it's not. I mean, it's serious, but at the same time, it's like, well, there's a reason why you see a lot of retired Western men from those kind of particular countries. They all kind of live in those coastal towns. Vietnam is, everyone knows, right? So it It's a pretty
And probably more so Thailand, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got a bigger reputation.
Yeah, and I think Vietnam's trying to change that mentality, and part of that was getting rid of a lot of expats last year, like through that visa kind of situation. I know. There's a lot of people listening. Go, oh my god, no, it's not. You know, I was doing something. No, I'm teaching English. I'm doing something. I'm like I'm part of the society.
There were actually a few people picked up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of pedos.
Yep.
Did I say that? Can I say that?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say that.
Pedophiles.
I mean, what else are you going to say?
Well,
They're scum. That's what they are.
Thailand and the Philippines, we actually have like a visa scheme if you want to retire to the Philippines. So, and Thailand, I don't know the exact details of the Thai law and the Philippine law, but it is, it is welcoming to this kind of scenario.
Okay, it's time for travel. In this segment, we talk travel, basically anything related to it. It could be a destination, a piece of gear, an experience, a trip to the bathroom, which in Asia sometimes can be a perilous journey in itself, as long as it has some connection to travel. And this week, I'm going to go first. Next week, it will be one of you two who will lead the way. So this week, the vloggers are back.
They're back.
Love them or hate them. We've seen a steady flow of them coming to Vietnam in the past couple of weeks, and now their content is appearing on our YouTube feeds, which is kind of good and kind of annoying at the same time.
Nah, I have Johnny Depp on my feed.
I say it's good because it's good research to see what people overseas find interesting about Vietnam. After all, we've been locked up here for the past 2.5 years and have become immune to the things that get people excited about Vietnam. And I also say it's kind of annoying because I'm seeing videos that have content about Vietnam that is just not true or just displays blatant ignorance.
Or just trying to be a clickbait.
Yo, if you see a Western tourist with the rice hat on,
Oh, the conical hat.
yeah,
the conical hat.
Is that considered racist?
No, maybe their tour group just gave them away.
No, I don't think
As
so.
a welcome gift with the kanlan,
It's too expensive. I would probably give something else.
No, usually.
Well, maybe you can
Like a
call them
fan.
out. Call them out next time and see what happens.
But usually you get given a conical hat, like a wet towel and bottled water.
They're great hats. I mean, they fit your head. That one size fits all. Like, I like them because I've got a big head. And
Right.
they're really good.
Yeah, you know what they say about big heads.
Anyway, and where was I? Clearly, the creators of these videos have been lazy with their research or just sloppy because of their eagerness to get that video out there and get the views coming in. And then they've been getting views and comments more than we could ever hope for, Andy.
Oh my God, we should just give in and just do everything stereotypical.
I know, I feel like it. Or do a podcast and bitch about it. How about that for an idea?
Just do a reaction of a reaction of a reaction.
Now, this isn't me with sour grapes because I get all views on my videos because there are actually quite a few YouTubers I subscribe to, like, comment on, share, all that sort of stuff. It's just that these ones I'm about to introduce have stood out. The first one I want to introduce to you is the CR3 experience.
Ooh.
His name's Charles and his friends call him CR3. No idea what it means.
Maybe he's related
Andy,
to
do you know?
Christian Riano?
No, C3PO.
CR.
CR. Comfort room.
He says he left his well-paid corporate job, sold all these things,
Got fired.
and grabbed a backpack to travel the world while working as a digital nomad, as you do. Like, why wouldn't you want to give up all that cash for shitty pay on the hustle as a digital nomad in a country where you don't speak the language?
You know why?
Beats me.
You know why?
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 We're going to see these people specifically, maybe him, on YouTube ads. Like, do you want to make extra income on the side?
No, it's a
That kind of
woman.
stuff.
It's a woman. And she sounds like this, like, do you want to? Hi. Do you? I am. What's her job?
Don't get upset at me, Mel, if you hear that voice coming out of my phone. Then, okay? All right? It's a YouTube ad. God damn it.
It's research.
It's something like, are you
It's the
looking
algorithm.
to earn more money?
Okay, anyway. And C3, his motto is live, laugh, travel.
LLT.
Yeah, it's pretty catchy.
Now, this guy's channel is well-intentioned and he's clearly new at it and still working out his style.
Wait. That model kind of sounds very similar to a movie, right? Is it Live, Pray, Love or something?
No,
yeah.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Eat, Pray, well, see, clearly I don't watch that kind of movie. So.
Yeah, right, Andy.
Julia Roberts.
Now, but one of his videos that caught my eye had one with a thumbnail for a video he called Vietnam Red Light District.
Ooh.
And on the thumbnail it said, "I almost got arrested for this."
Okay.
The so-called district was actually Bui Vien Street, what we call the backpacker area.
Okay.
It's not a red light district, although there's plenty of shadiness going on there. I think you all agree. I commented and told him this and he replied, "Thanks for the heads up."
So he hasn't been there.
Well,
Why does he
went
say
there
thanks for the heads up? So that means
because I told him that this wasn't actually the red light district in Vietnam or in Saigon. It's actually the backpacker area.
yeah.
So
Bloody tourists.
so I let him know
But maybe
nicely.
maybe he comes from a country where, Bui Vien Street would be considered as a red light district area.
Possibly.
Yeah,
possibly.
clearly
it's
he-
a party area. I
okay.
get that, but when I hear red light,
No,
I'm
prostitution
thinking
is
Yeah,
not legal
Amsterdam,
here.
Right.
That street.
Yeah, prostitution is not legal here. So
Wan Chai in Hong Kong, maybe?
Singapore,
Not that I
there's
know.
a,
The 3 floors of whores or
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yeah, on Orchid.
You're going to Singapore soon, Andy, so we might get you to call in for that episode.
Hey, you know that particular tower has awesome Thai food.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Anyway, our friend CR3, he also went to Hoi An and
Okay.
visited Banh Mi Phuong, the one Anthony Bourdain famously
course.
put on the map. And I just want you to listen to what he had to say about it.
Oh, we've got a
just have
soundbite. Okay.
Just have a quick listen.
We're eating the world's best banh mi, according to Anthony Bourdain. So there's a lot of great stuff in here. This is a French baguette. You got some cucumber in here, some onions, some chili sauce, some pork. One more bite.
It's coming.
Wow. That's a great banh mi. When you're in Hoi An, you gotta go to Banh Mi Pong. Gotta check this place out. Delicious.
All right, wait. Okay.
Banh
So
mi.
you've just given us an audio clip. So I'm trying to imagine the visual context of this soundbite. So it might not be apparent to his, with his words and his voice, but what was he doing? What did his face look like though?
Well, actually, yeah. So he built up the banh mi because Anthony Bourdain
Of course.
said it, it's the best banh mi in the world or whatever. He took one bite and his face, it was almost like, okay, this isn't that tasty. And that's when he said, I'll take one more bite.
Okay.
And then he goes, okay, tastes good. That was it.
All right.
But the main thing was that he didn't even get the name of the place right. He called it Banh Mi Hung. So he screwed all that up, which said to me that he hasn't really researched it properly. I can understand the language thing, but
Americans.
it just stood out to me.
Well, the thing is, as a vlogger, it's part of your job to review. If you are eating, a local dish, then obviously your audience would like to find out what you think about it. So the audio part was definitely not giving me a lot of details.
It was a bit long and sorry about that.
But it's not on you. It's on him. You just shared with us the soundbite. But Was his facial reaction like animated at
No,
least?
not at all. No, it was pretty deadpan, actually.
Ooh, okay.
And then he picked up the menu after he'd taken the second bite, picked it up as if to go, okay, I've forgotten the name of the place, what I'm eating. And then he said sort of like, banh mi.
Is he good looking? Because that could also be.
Well,
the
I think
why.
he's young. He's probably 20s, late 20s, maybe 30.
Yeah.
Covered in tats. Gets around in a
Oh,
singlet.
yum.
Kind of built.
Okay.
Where's
all
the
right.
beach? Where's the beach?
Wears his shades around, and he's very cool. and
Okay,
stuff
bottom
like
lines. Should we subscribe or not?
Oh, I think you should. He's only got like 1,300 subs or something, and he's giving it a go. So
Good.
by no means am I panning him,
Okay.
but I think it just highlights that these guys should do a little bit more research and
Give respect
try
to the
things
country.
out a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah, give respect to the country you're visiting.
All right, so now one more I want to mention today. Honestly,
Okay.
there could be a bunch more. I'm getting a lot. I spend a fair bit of time on YouTube because I'm trying to pick up tips and trying to build my own channel. Yeah, but I won't do that to you. I'll just give you one more. It's a guy who calls himself Uptin.
Okay.
He's American. He's been traveling through Vietnam recently, and my brother-in-law, Finn, he put me on to him. I
Okay.
had no idea about him. Now, Uptin has 63,000 subs on YouTube.
Wow.
Wait, is he the brother of Lipton? No. Keep going.
Oh, God. So he's kind of lightweight in the scheme of things, 63,000 subs, but still not bad. It's about 63,770 more than I've got.
That's FKN delicious for sure.
He also has 93,000 on Facebook, and he makes short 3-minute videos about tech, money, and cultures. So he's a little
Alright.
bit of a naughtily type
Oh,
in
he's
that sense.
Without the controversy.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Sorry to go off beat, but Nas Daily has like recruited a bunch of really popular singers and actresses in the Philippines to
after
teach.
that blow up.
Yeah, to teach his courses.
Okay, so going back to Uptin, his camera presence is good and his production quality is good too. But the issue I have with him is that he doesn't seem to get his facts right. In one video in which he discusses why Vietnam is so cheap, which, as we all know, is the biggest reason why you should come to Vietnam, right?
Oh my God.
He says 20,000 dom is 22 US cents.
No way.
And then he goes on to say the average monthly wage in Vietnam is just $2 when it's actually closer to 300 US dollars. Now, I've got another little grab I want you to listen to.
Okay.
This is him when he says
Uptin.
this.
Okay.
Uptin.
Fast forward to today. The country's booming economy is making the standard of living affordable and lifting much of its citizens into middle class. So on average, most items here will cost you less than half of what you might pay in the West and maybe around 25% less than the rest of Southeast Asia, like Thailand or Bali. The food in Vietnam is super cheap. You can get a great pho or banh mi for $1 or $1.50, and minimum wage here is around $2 per month. Middle class will earn around $600 or $700 per month.
Wait a
Okay,
minute.
so that was Uptin. Yeah.
Wait, he did get the banh mi prices correct though.
Yeah, but based on what he said, that the average person would only be able to afford one banh mi per month.
Oh, no.
And that'd be it. Because he said the average monthly wage is $2. So, okay, small little screw ups, I suppose. But it just meant
That's
that
a big screw up though.
Yeah. It makes us, well, I say us, I consider Vietnam my second home, but it makes us look really poor. So is that it? Like, oh, come to Vietnam
No,
and
well,
help the economy invest? Or what's the point?
No, it would be like me describing America based off me watching Jerry Springer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's such a like his way of generalizing all of one country and doesn't even get the facts right.
Well, for me, the main issue for me was, and about this segment today, was that the vloggers are coming and they're not getting their facts right.
Okay.
So I don't actually, now when I see his videos come up, I don't know whether to believe him. Like if he does videos all around the world now. So now I'm starting to think, okay, well, his video, let's say he goes to Australia. Oh, well, I know about Australia. But let's say he goes to Egypt or something where I've never been. I don't know whether he's telling the truth or not. Like, is he factually correct?
Well, here's the thing. You know, with vloggers, there's two types. The first type that I actually like to watch are the vloggers who are honest. So if they don't know about something, they would actually, you know, ask man on the street or maybe say something onto camera and says, oh, okay, I didn't know about that. I'll find more about that. I'll put it in the show notes, or, you know, maybe do a part 2 of the video. But then there's also these know-it-all types. And if the know-it-all types don't have their facts straight, they just read it off, you know, like face straight. And it's like, why?
Well, I actually went online and called him out on it, but I didn't get any reaction.
Well, you're only one comment to 10,000 comments that he receives.
He gets a lot.
But I guess if you do a talk over,
okay,
like you would see in a lot of Anthony Bourdain or any other travel shows, I get it, because then you can get your facts right and stuff. So I guess if you're trying to do this like vlog, like in live type of like persona or in live type of reaction, you should try and either get your facts right or at least practice
write a
it.
script.
Yeah, but a lot of these kids don't do it, so they're just like, let's just wing it, because, you know, I just watch a lot of videos and I can
He's
do it.
actually quite scripted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it surprised
did sound
me,
like it
but
was scripted.
Yeah, and he did. There was another video again another day, and he said something, and I just thought, you know, sorry, dude.
Let's
Wonder if he'll call this like
Down tin.
Yeah, down tin. No, I wonder if he'll call Unification Day something else. You know, like invasion. No, he might. Americans love to do that.
Okay, so bottom line, are we going to subscribe or not?
Sub or dub?
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
Look, he comes up with some interesting topics that I can see that people who don't live in Vietnam would like. Does that make sense? So foreign audiences would like it. Like, he did one about how Grab is used here in Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay.
Now, for me, not interested at all.
Okay.
But I could understand how an American traveller or an Aussie traveller who's thinking about coming here would enjoy it.
Yeah, Grab, the local
Getting
Uber.
on the motorbike, how people get around.
Did he say the word, this is awesome? This is great stuff.
I think there's a bit of awesome.
Oh my God, this is awesome. When you guys come here to Vietnam, we got to do, it's awesome.
Hey guys, we're back, guys.
Okay, yes, as Mel said, we're back, and we're back for the final segment of this episode, review time. Well, as you may or may not know, breakfast is my favourite meal of the day. There's nothing quite like the smell of coffee brewing, the sound of the espresso machine fizzing.
Wait, we have an espresso machine?
Wait,
I thought you were going to say a fart in the morning, and the prospect of making that first incision in the top of my eggs Benny with the excitement of a Vietnamese plastic surgeon about to perform a nose job on a wannabe starlet. That, let's be honest, will probably end up looking messier than my half-eaten Eggs Benedict itself.
Moist. Is that right? Am I allowed to say that? Moist?
But breakfast is also that one meal where if you're meeting up with family or friends to eat out, it's really the only one where you don't feel guilty leaving early. Having brekkie out means you can always make up excuses, like if you're in Australia, for example, I got to go and mow the lawn before the game starts. Or if you live in the bubble in Tao Dien, you might say, the pool boy's coming at 11, got to let him in my back gate.
Yeah.
Or if you're a fake English teacher, I hear there are a few of those about, you could use this old chestnut. Sorry, got to do a visa run. See ya. So there are a lot of reasons to love breakfast, as there are a lot of reasons to love having it at Cafe Marcel in Tao Dien.
Oh, the bubble.
Oh, the
Yes,
bubble.
the bubble, Andy.
The bubble.
Cafe Marcel is part of the Marcel Restaurants group, if I can say that, with Marcel Burger being their first shop, which I reckon opened around 5 years ago on Calnet Street in District 1.
No, I think it was on like near Nam Ki Khoi Nha.
Oh, no, well, that's what I was about to say next. Then they opened Cafe Marcel initially on
Oh,
Nam
the
Ki Khoi
cafe,
Nha
that's
Street
right.
in District 1.
That's
Not
right.
too long before the pandemic hit from memory. When the pandemic did hit, they quickly packed up and moved to Tao Dien, which was a great move as it turned out.
Yep.
On their website, they say, we chose the name Marcel because it evokes the older generation, maybe a grandfather or grandmother, that would gather the whole family on a Sunday lunch to share some traditional dishes just coming out of the oven.
Oh, I thought it was like Marcel Marceau, you know, like the mime.
And Marcel Restaurants aims at creating those moments. We operate story-driven concepts, taking roots in France but opened to the world.
Okay.
We rely on authenticity, savoir-faire.
Whoa.
Anyone? And promote modernity. We strive for excellence, but we do it in a warm, casual and fun atmosphere.
All right.
Too many complex vocabularies. Savoir-faire. Promote modernity.
Ooh la la.
So first impressions of the place. Well, disclaimer, I'd eaten here before, but let me highlight a few things. The parking guy, super friendly and polite. The parking and security guys are often the customer's first contact and experience with a venue. And if it sucks, sometimes it can set the tone for a shitty experience all round.
I agree.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, the staff inside have to work extra hard to swing that mood back, especially if a cranky Karen walks through the door.
Oh, yeah. In Taldian, that's common, right? Listeners, is that true? Let us know.
And actually, the parking guys at Cafe Marcel, they actually put like, you know, those
little
shade
reflector.
That's so
reflector
cool.
things
Yeah.
for the bike so it doesn't get hot.
Yep.
So I think that's really good
first
service.
impression
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Cafe Marcel is cramped. You walk in, the cash register is immediately on your left when you walk in. Then there's the open kitchen, which reminds me of the galley on Below Deck, Mel. Barely
that's
room
right.
to swing a cat. And they also seat customers along the breakfast bar thing. Perhaps up to 7 to 8 adults can squeeze in along there. Sorry, hang on. Maybe 6 fat Western adults and a half space for
Wait,
the
we
nanny.
can't say fat because today's world, they get all upset.
Well, I can because I'm one of them.
No, it's what's
Is
it?
it okay?
It's obese, right? No, you can't. What's the correct kind way of saying PC way of saying fat?
Pretty soon, Google is actually going to autocorrect for politically correct words. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, Google is going to come out while you're typing on a Google Doc or something. It's going to autocorrect if you
Okay, well,
type
after this,
something.
we'll type in
So
fat,
what's fat?
and see what happens.
Fat.
Yeah.
Would it be chubs? Would it be?
Anyway,
It is pokey though.
It is. In the main dining space, I reckon they could squeeze in maybe another 20 or so. But don't bother bringing pushers, prams, bouncinets or whatever because they're just ain't the space.
I saw on their Instagram stories, there's actually customers who bring in pets like a dog. So, you know.
Do they sit outside though? Or was it inside?
No, I think it
it's
was a
inside?
photo inside with a dog on the floor. So, yeah.
I could say something, but I'm not.
Okay.
Put it this way. It's definitely a place you don't want to be in if you run into your lover you're with your partner and kids. Nor is it a place if you're badly hungover.
Oh, but the food is really good if you are hungover.
No, but we're just talking about the space though, because
okay.
it's very closed in, low ceiling, people, lots of bodies
Do
everywhere.
you smell like the food though? Because you said there was an
No.
open kitchen, right?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Because I was sitting at the bar.
Mel's got a nose for that. Yep.
Yeah, and
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
my clothes were fine.
Which all in all makes the ambiance a tad stifling.
You got to say it in a French accent though.
I think it's ambiance.
Ambiance.
Yeah. Because it's so cramped, it feels like the place could explode at any moment. It's a tinderbox ready to ignite. You know, one of those, hey, I ordered my salted caramel iced coffee made with salted caramel syrup, condensed milk, coconut milk and whipping cream 15 minutes ago, but it isn't here kind of moments.
No, but their service is actually fast.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't,
Okay.
I think the place could blow up.
Yeah.
Or if you elbow your mama berry smoothie onto the floor made with blueberries, bananas, vanilla, lime juice and milk, what a fucking disaster and waste of 120,000 dom.
Plus VAT.
As mentioned, and tip. Hey, I
tipped,
tip.
yeah.
You don't, but anyway.
Oh, no, I do. You just went full
Low
You're
blow.
the reason why everything costs so much.
Low blow.
Hey, this is my review. As mentioned earlier in the show, though, I took on my first Eggslut, a newcomer to the menu.
Did you feel dirty?
Before or after? Before I describe what it is, I've got to say that it was such a relief to be able to say slut in public again and not get cancelled for it. It just rolls off the tongue nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, I remember back in the day, you can say the word like slut and everyone would be like, you're so disgusting. But then everyone would be cool. Well, I wouldn't say everyone. Yeah. Because not everyone's going to be cool.
You know, when this is like a brunch place, right? Yeah. But when you go to a bar in the evening, you can say, can I get a blowjob? Yeah. So what's the difference?
Right.
All right, we'll talk about that another time. I've got to finish this. I could see a problem with the naming of this dish, though. If someone says it out a bit too loud, you never know. A bunch of women might look up and that could be embarrassing. Anyway, the Eggslut consists of creamy scrambled eggs, which the lap of my shorts can attest to. Mixed in that is some cheddar cheese, which I can't really remember tasting much of, but that's fine. I don't like my eggs too cheesy, especially if they're creamy.
Full cream.
What are we reviewing here? Food porn. There's also what they call house-cured ham that comes with it, but only some small pieces. And I noticed they made sure they were poking out the sides to give that illusion, you know, that there's plenty in there. It could have done with more bacon, but hey, what doesn't? And all of this was deliciously encased in one of Marcel's beautiful little brioche buns that they're known for. Could have been a bit bigger because I murdered it, but for 140,000 dom, what's that? About $7 US.
You sure? Could be 22 cents.
Yeah, you should ask up. You should ask up. What's his name?
Upton. No, is it CR3?
Yeah, no, Upton.
I think for $7, it's worth it. Plus a latte for 80,000. So all up 220,000.
You know, for 220,000, you can take someone for a good time, like outside of the bubble, and it would just pay for everyone.
Wow.
Anyway, but
Andy's good times for under 220,000.
No, it's about value. It's about value. That's how I say it.
And just let me finish before we go on. The service was good. No issues there. So out of 5, I'll give it a 4. But I guess the question is it worth going over to D2 for?
Not during the wet season for me, but it depends on who I am with.
Ooh.
And then, you know, because sometimes they're like, oh my God, like I want something like Western.
You might spend 200.
And I'll be like, oh, okay, fine. Let's go.
But Andy,
so do you go with a hat on and your hair covering?
Yeah. Normally, Andy,
I try not to get like noticed by people in the
Oh, that's Andy from the Bureau podcast.
Is that troll? Is that D2 troll?
But you don't go to District 2 often. Like we don't go to District 2 often.
Because it's far.
Well, our motorbike doesn't really get that far.
So,
doesn't like
it is worth the trip, but that's not the only thing we do in District 2.
Yeah, I feel like if you go to District, like anyone who lives outside District 2, if you go into District 2, you kind of have to do a few things at the same time to make it worthwhile. Right? It's like paying cover charge at a club. You want to make sure you want to hit a couple of drinks. Yeah, you want to hit a couple of drinks before you head out. That's how I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my review for Cafe Marcel in District 2. Go and check it out if you're interested.
I'll go to Cafe next time. Yeah. I'll go have a slut with you. I'll be like, oi, slut. What slut? Right. Let's have a slut.
I've moved on, actually.
Really?
I've already had I've gone through my ex.
Don't you want another slut?
Moved on.
You don't want 2 sluts?
I could down 2 easily. They're that size.
Wow.
So, yeah. Anyway, if there's anything or anywhere you think we should review, let us know. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you, Mal and Andy, for being good sports and joining me. And thank you for listening.
Yay!
Woohoo! Don't forget, you can find out more about Vietnam and Southeast Asia and Eggsluts by visiting our website, thebureauasia.com, and by checking out our social media on Facebook and Instagram. We're at Mal.
At the Bureau Asia.